Okay, good morning. Welcome to
FamilyMath140a.
Number 140a. So, when I was in London 2 weeks ago, this guy online, Michael Persian, wrote a interesting blog post about I and why we talk about I and how to introduce I and what people think about it when they first learn I. So, and it was kind of sticking in my mind for a while, and I wanted to talk to you guys about why I is important. But it takes a while to get there. So I dug through a couple of my old algebra books. See this book, Algebra?
Yeah.
See this book, Algebra?
Yeah.
These are really thin, right?
Yeah.
So when you get older, you get thinner books. Your algebra book is really thick.
It's pre-algebra.
That's pre-algebra. Like, that's how thick it is to even get to algebra. And this is the next algebra book that you've been studying, right? And that's pretty thick. And then that's the next one, and that's just intermediate algebra. That's not even the last one. So it looks like you guys learned a lot more stuff than I did. These books are real thin, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I went to my books. You can throw them down now. I went to my books, and I wanted to just try to explain to you, just for fun, why I is important. Number one. Number two, why it all works. What's important about numbers from a math perspective, okay?
Yeah.
So, I'm going to start at this thing called a ring that you've never heard of before. This is a math concept called a ring. You've heard of the word ring.
Yeah.
This doesn't mean what I think you think it means.
Yeah.
This is the one ring. Ha. Okay, and a ring has interesting properties. It has an operation called addition.
Yeah.
A plus B plus C equals, and addition satisfies these properties. Do you remember what this property is called?
I think it's called the Associative Property.
The associative property. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Okay, and it satisfies this property. A plus B equals B plus A. Do you remember what that's? Commutative property. And A plus X equals B has a solution. So in other words, 5 plus X equals 9 would have what solution for X?
It would be 4. Yeah.
4, okay? And the identity element is 0. In other words, A plus 0 equals 0 plus A.
Yeah.
Okay? So that's why 0 is really important, and we'll get to that in a second. A ring has a second property called multiplication, where the identity is 1, and it satisfies the associative property. A times B times C equals A times B times C.
Yeah.
And it doesn't actually have to satisfy the commutative property, but for the stuff you guys have learned about, it does. A times B equals B times A, like 4 times 5 equals 5 times 4.
Yeah.
It's interesting. If addition doesn't satisfy the commutative property, things get pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Multiplication, you actually will encounter some things in your life that don't satisfy the commutative property with multiplication. I actually showed you some one time on a Rubik's Cube, doing moves in different orders.
Yeah.
Lead to different problems. And then multiplication and addition are connected by something called the distributive property.
Yeah.
Okay? A times B plus C equals AB plus AC. So as long as you have this kind of structure, like we're used to having with integers, then you're pretty happy. Multiplication, the identity is the number 1. In other words, A times 1, like 10 times 1 equals 10. The identity leaves it alone.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, this works real nicely for integers.
But what about other stuff?
Yeah, what numbers are there other than integers?
They're like fractions and decimals.
Ah, very good. There's fractions and decimals. So not all numbers are integers. In fact, not all numbers are even fractions. Can you think of numbers that aren't fractions?
Pi.
Pi.
Infinity.
Infinity. E. Yeah.
Graham's number.
Well, no, Graham's number is actually an integer, believe it or not. It's just a really big integer.
Yeah.
All right, well, hey, let's talk about a few things and then that lead up to I, okay?
Yeah.